right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Boardroom interview. It's your guy, Face World, man, and who do I have with me today?
Bella B. That's who I am today, joining you. Good morning.
She got me drinking at 11:30 right now.
It's cause for celebration. That's why.
What are we celebrating, Bella?
We're celebrating the start of a new business relationship, the start of a new business in general for this year. I am starting to push and pursue for more for my sweets business, LaBelle Sweets. That's for my hashtag of it. It's LABELLSSWEETS. LaBelle Sweets. Spelled just like how it said. And it's been a lot in motion for that, and I'm very, very happy. I'm excited. I am ready to move forward for all of it, as well as with me getting into my modeling, photo shoots, fashion shows, just going for the works for all of it. So I believe it's a very big cause for celebration with all the negatives that already started within this year. This whole week in itself has been a load of positive that I'm just excited for. I'm ready. I'm so ready. So for the one time, I had to.
For the one time.
For the one time.
Wait, hold that. Hold it. Oh, wait. Excuse me, people. Alright. Lit.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna bring the water back though.
So, I'm about to get on top of the desk over there. Tell us where you from.
So I am originally born and raised from Michigan. Small city, but I'm gonna rep my city, Benton Harbor, Michigan. It's a town, city town. It feels like a town, how little it is. But everybody there, is familiarized and acquainted with everyone. But I just knew it wasn't my place to stay. So, I traveled, kept going down to Indiana. I spent a couple years there, Indianapolis, Indiana, and made it home. Acquainted with a few people there, networked and got everything. That's what sparked my knowledge, like for my business of sweets and modeling. But I realized that it wasn't where I needed to be at. And that's what landed me here in Georgia. Originally, it was for modeling, but I fell in love with my business again. I found it again, found the love for it again that I had the first time when I first started, and I started pursuing for that, and here I am. Then moved a little bit around Georgia, was in Morrow, Sandy Springs, Roswell, just trying to figure out my placement here just a little bit.
So how was your childhood growing up?
It was interesting. I would say everybody has a story, But to say with that story, it doesn't define me, but it made me. It's one of them stories. One of those stories for another day. It's, a lot of trauma, trials, and tribulations for it, but I don't let that latch on to me too much, trying to figure out, it made me stronger, it made me mature, it made me grow up to where I'm at now in the mind, mentally, but it's one of them.
So is there anything that is there any lesson from childhood that you still carry with you today as an adult?
I would say every lesson my dad ever gave me, whenever, with him, when he was around, everything he had brought, it was always just a sense of wisdom with what he would say. To always watch who you surround yourself by. He always told me it was just me and my sister. That's the only family you have. Now, I do have other family, not going to knock them at all. But my dad said, strong and clear, the ones that are here, the ones that have been here, those are the ones, that's the family that you have. Protect each other, love each other, and always be with each other. And I stand hold true to that. Me and my sister, we get into our little arguments of things, but I'm going to still always be there for her. I'm always want to protect her, even though I'm the baby of the family out of 5, the youngest. But I would say also, to not trust too easy, he would always say, and I would stand hold for that. To always keep pushing, to not give up. All of those, of what he said to me are very much instilled into me. Every single lesson he's ever gave me, I've always stuck and held strong to. And I would say just more on him. He definitely took the role of being a mom and a dad and a mentor, and like someone I definitely will always look up to.
So what drives you? Like, you have multiple ventures. What keeps you running all of those ventures?
I will still say definitely as my dad, like my parents. Seeing what my dad had to do growing up for me and my sister to stay afloat, to keep going, seeing everything that my mom had to endure and is still enduring, it made me want to make something great of myself for them. Things that they dreamed or wanted to do that weren't able to or didn't have the time or funds or whatever the case may be, I want to do that, for them. They can live vicariously through me to see, this is their work of art. Me. One of the kids, they, produced me to, show for something to keep pushing for them. Like, I know they want everything great for me. Of course, all my other siblings as well. But, speak genuinely for me, I know they want everything great for me to pursue, to push, to make something. And that's exactly what I want to do, to show them, of course, I didn't go to college to pursue, with my psychology, but I fell in love with business. And that I know with everything, I can have something set aside for them. Everything that I'm doing, that I can allow them to be in a relaxed place so where they won't have to stress. When it gets to that point in time, I can put them in something to where, I did this for you. Everything that I've been doing, I'm doing for you. For all those years that you put in, hard work, putting in hours, late nights, everything that you had to miss out from my childhood, this is all in the end for you. It's for me as well, definitely, because everything that I have endured, I'm doing it for myself as well, because I'm coming for what is mine. That's basically the thing. I'm coming for what's mine, what's been mine, and it's time. So they drive me, and everything that I've been through drives me to just keep pushing, to keep going for that, to keep wanting what's meant for me. So.
Do you have any pet peeves? You are a model. You are. What can I say? You are a certified Atlanta model. So, tell me the pros and cons.
This is a very big thing that I think a lot of people do decide to just brush under the rug. And I'm going to be very transparent. This is blunt, transparent. That's who I am. Being in Atlanta, one of the biggest cons that I have grown to realize, and it's not even just with my modeling, with business in general, my body is not a form of payment. I have encountered many people, between photographers, people just showing support between either line of work that I am in, telling me that, you're going to have to fuck somebody. If you want to get... Yes. If you want to get somewhere in the modeling industry, you're going to have to fuck somebody. I'm like, no, I'm not. I won't have to. I know back in, in the earlier times of everything, anybody who was signed to an agency, you had to go wherever the agency said. Whatever the agency said, you had to. You had no choice. And a lot of females were feeble-minded at the time. They just did it because they wanted it so bad. They put everything into modeling. That was the only line of work, inspiration, or anything of their life that they put so much into it that if it went bad or went south, they didn't know what to do with themselves. So I will say it's always been an issue here in this line of industry, especially with modeling. It has been an issue. It still is today. Some people still feel but some people just do it because, they see it as an opportunity, so I'm going to do what I got to do. But me, my body is not a form of payment for me to get anywhere. I believe that somebody will recognize and see that what I am capable of and what that I bring to the table, and will respect that, and will see that, and will want to feed into that. Not because, she's pretty, she look like she don't know, she got something going on, but I can do everything for her, but this is what the price that got to come with it. I'm okay. Same for my line of business. I'm getting told, how can you get what you want? Meaning support, recommendation, shout outs, love, all that other shit. Or, even if it's just knowledge, advice, whatever the case may be for business, because, I'm still starting off, still trying to figure out everything, self-taught for everything that I do. And to say that, why can't I get what I want? Meaning to sleep with them, my body, to do something, any form of sexual.
So this is actually said, though?
Yes, it's actually said, and I sit up there and I'm just looking at people, I'm like, that's not who I am. I was like, I have a respect for how I was raised up, how my father had me raised up, how I see. I was never raised in a sense that your body is meant to be, you use all of your assets to get where you want. No, you do not have to. My body is not meant for any of that. If you want money, okay, I'll pay you for the time and knowledge that you want to share off. I can respect that more. You want to put into business and you want to take me serious, okay, this is a price you charge. Okay, I will respect that. But if you go into thinking, I'm going to show love, I'm going to show support, but, here's a hotel or here's this way, this is where I need you to meet me at this time and this time. Like, no, I'd rather just don't recommend me to anybody else. Don't refer me. Don't try and cast me. Don't even acknowledge my business if that's the type of time you want to be on. And, it's happened more often than not. And I don't even want to say I'm shocked. Like, look at the city we in.
I gotta be honest, like, I'm kind of shocked, and it's crazy because I've been in the entertainment world, not just here, but different places, and I know I've heard stories, but it's like, the fact you say they actually say that is like, because usually it's a natural thing, like, it's like, okay, if people have an attraction to each other, it just happens, but just meet me at a spot, and then you find out it's a hotel, or say you gotta give it up to. That's crazy.
It really is, but I know in the line of industry, in this line of work, especially for just modeling in general, like, just take out my sweets business for showing love and support for that. Just modeling in general, I've always known it's been around. I always know there's a lot of freshly young people. I'm only 22 years old, freshly October, Libra, gotta represent. I know I'm still freshly young, so it comes off, oh, she's young. She look like she knows something, but she don't know nothing. And that's where people kind of swoop in to try and, manipulate. But for my age, my mentality is way more above what my age is. I do not associate with anybody within my age group. I'm not interested in the same conversations. I'm not interested in that nightlife club area, like, at all. Yes, it's good to network, but I know the people that I'm looking for to work with that I know will respect me, take me seriously, they are not sitting in a club every single weekend. They are not sitting, drinking, smoking a blunt, just, they're not doing that. They are, more in the brunch area, more in the upkeep, daylight hours. Time to really put in. Yes, time is money. You can put it in every hours of the day. There's something you can do for working, but I know the people I'm trying to attract for, they're not sitting in that club. They, may go out occasionally, but that's not the place where I want to meet them. That's not the place of business that I want to do.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest, cons as well. As a lot of people say, oh, yeah, where you want to do, you got to network, it's in the clubs. No.
That is the worst advice they give you.
Exactly. That's why I say another con. I'm going to get to the pros with the modeling, but I'm telling you, the cons is pushing. They have been pushing more than the pros, unfortunately. Atlanta's really showing themselves. I'm telling you. I've been here and seeing how everything is just, it's really interesting. And another thing that I've also encountered, yes, I understand when people want to collab, with photographers and everything who want to just do, a free shoot, I want to hear your ideas. I respect the ones that, okay, you got a mood board. I want to hear what you are interested in wanting to do to kind of show who I am, because you're the photographer bringing my vision to life. Now, I'm okay with wanting to listen to what you have to do, and we can collab together on an idea so we can bring our vision to life. You show what you can do with the camera, and I can show what I can do to work the camera, whatever product or whatever the case may be. But I've had the issue as well of, I want to hear your ideas and everything, but then when it comes to the point of a photo shoot, now I've been very versatile trying to figure out what I felt comfortable with and not comfortable with. So, I've done, lingerie shoots for, lingerie clothing, all that other stuff, beauty, fashion, contour, all that other stuff as well, to figure out, okay, what am I comfortable with? Now, I'm not shaming anybody. Body positivity, I love it. 100%. Women, love your bodies, please. 100%. But when it becomes sexualized, that's when I'm no longer interested. And that is also another big issue I have. I know a lot of people say, oh, you're so beautiful, you're this, that, and the third, but don't take that and then try and sexualize every single photo shoot that, you want to work with me. You ask for my ideas. You want to know what my vision is. When we get there, you want to implement yours, and it's nothing that was ever discussed of oh, can you be a little more explicit? Show a little more skin, open this up a little more, or do this, this, and this, and it comes to an extent of where, it starts to become uncomfortable. Because then when you want to do that, okay, work the camera, work your body, all right. But then when you behind the camera and you're saying, You look so good. Or, I like what I'm seeing. Like,
That's the way.
you know, you gotta, right? You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta bring the camera down, and then you just start looking at me in like a sexualized. You just wanna
Let me rub the oil.
yeah, like a lion coming up against a elk or something. Like, this is supposed to be professional, and then you done diverted entirely. Like, okay, I can understand of a person, you know, oh, you think they look good, but be professional first. In the moment of we are doing work, hold to that professionalism. I've had people where they sat up there and made a comment of a sense, and it just, like, certain comments that I'm not even gonna speak into going that explicit, but there has been comments that have been made during a photo shoot that made me all the way uncomfortable. It's like,
oh, can we get one? Just one. I know you got a few.
one that really, really just blew me. I guess I will say it was a photographer. You know, I'm not gonna damage anybody, but just the sense that it was for a lingerie line, and he sat up there and he had to stop, put the camera down. And he said, "It's looking at me." Now, I'm pretty sure I don't have to say what it means.
Why?
But he was like, it's just looking at me. Just like, and it looks so good. He went to and started licking his lips. And I'm like, excuse me? It made me.
You know what's crazy? Just to cut you for a second. This is funny. It's like, all my niggas out there that's P for real with they shit are losing to these people. I promise you. They are winning. And I'm confused. Like, I'm hearing the story and it's like, I'm like, and I could picture the person's personality just by the line that they use. And I'm like, that's not even P. Like, that's not P.
Like, I can understand, you know, when it's speaking, okay, I understand there's people who come together, photographers and models. Like, it's always great, you know, relationship, because then you have a person who does photography and you can always work together, make something together. That's beautiful. But if I approach you in business, oh, it's strictly business. I don't combine pleasure and business. That's where things go wrong. That's what a lot of people in this industry mess up. They combine it. And it's one of the whole card truths that a lot of people don't want to, you know, acknowledge and say. Like, they get so wrapped into it, they fall in love, or they find somebody, then they want to bring them into the line of business, and they get, you know, tied into contract into something that becomes long term. And so after it becomes long term, it's just, if the relationship part don't work out, oh, you got to deal with them. They there, you know, they signed into contract.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you either need to make it work, or you're going to have to, you know, you kind of get stuck into something, and I never want to do that. If I'm approaching with business.
Just that alone right there, that's a whole nother topic. That's a
whole nother topic. A whole nother topic. Like, this industry, there is so much that's wrong, but a lot of people just brush it under the table. They just brush it. And I know I said I'm getting to them pros, but I'm telling you, them cons just, they're really pushing out.
I think this industry really is a to each his own type thing, because like, some people can handle shit that other people can't, and it's mainly people that can't that really, you know, kind of give it the name, give it a bad name.
Definitely. And I will say there is some photographers that have beautiful work, that they know what they're doing with the camera, everything to capture something that is so beautiful. But how you come off to somebody, how you try to start presenting yourself during business, professionalism, is what is damaging so much. It makes females, you know, make them very uncomfortable, like, to where, you know, a lot of people who wanted to try and work with me to collab, I expressed to them and told them, anything that's explicit, you know, going for a lingerie line or any other case, like, I understand you have ideas that can embody positivity, but because of recent events of what happened to me, I'm no longer trying to really put that out. And one of the biggest things that people don't notice is what you put out is what you attract. What you allow other people to see is what they become attracted to. And that goes so much more deeper than just modeling, but that's for another conversation for another day. Like, so, you know, it's a lot deeper within a lot of things of what I'm saying. But to just focus on for this, I will definitely say, you know, you put out more of the sexualized body and imaging, you're going to attract people who just want that. For ones who aren't trying to show, they're not going to really, okay, they see what you're working with, but it's not what they're looking for.
Right.
It's not, so if that's what all you're putting out, that's what you're going to get signed for, get attracted for. Like, ass out, titties out, twerking, dancing. Like that's, and I'm not knocking anybody who has it. I'm not. You get it how you want. A lot of people are okay with certain things. A lot of people, you know, of a person sexualizing stuff, they're fine with it. Like everybody is different. But I know for what I uphold and the respect I'm looking for, the image that I want to put for myself and then also to my parents when they see me, you know, I don't want nothing sexualized. It's with bold. It's with empowerment to the women. If it's going to be on for body, it's going to show an empowerment, not a sexualized. Now, I understand, you know, a little bit for the crowd, you know, when it comes to lingerie lines, just a little bit to try and entice the crowd in.
Yes.
I get that. But when you sexualize it entirely, where it's like more ass, more titties, more, you know, my vagina, and that's all that you're just showing for, it's like you're showing me off, not the product. I'm supposed to be working that product, not working my body.
That was a good one.
And that's what people are, you know, the line is becoming blurred. It's to where, you know, you're working just your body, that the product is no longer of interest. It's you. It's your body now. You've become sexualized. And that's not what I want to do. If I'm going for a brand, I'm supposed to be showing off that brand, but I'm working it with my body, like using my body as an essential. The brand is that product. The brand is the main thing, that's the main focus. But I am an essential with that to kind of help show it off, to help bring whoever brand it is to life, that vision, to like, okay, yes, all right, I see how it's working on the body, but I'm paying attention to what she got on. Like, yeah, that's fire. Yeah, she's fire, of course. She's working it. She know what she's doing with the camera. She's working that camera. But it's them clothes. It's how, you know, it makes people attracted to, okay, yeah, that looks nice. I want that. Yeah, she's doing her job. Props to who, you know, the model becomes an essential. The product is what the main focus is, what really comes on. So you work that product. Yeah, it's okay, you can work your body into it, but work the product. The product is the main thing. What are you trying to sell? Yourself or the product?
I'm going to be real with you. I go through that as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I have a set with models on it, obviously I'm going to pick models that's marketable.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem even as a male is I have to always switch my videographer because like the thirst be so real, and then a lot of times it shows in the video. It shows when you giving like the models way more. I mean, I feel like they should be seen, but you could tell like this guy is more into the models than the artists.
Right.
And like a lot of the videos get blurred too, like you said, because you're taking away from the song. Now niggas is basically looking at the chicks, and that's because the cameraman's so fucking thirsty. He getting all of those looks, and it's like focus on the artist and then give him a little bit of the model, but don't kind of like make it overshadow the artist as well. So a lot of artists are getting hurt in the game too and don't even realize the psychological part of what's going on behind the scenes.
And then just going by based off like what the industry and what society is putting off for it. Like within the modeling industry, it's become so wrapped up. Like if you're gonna become around, now I'm gonna hurt a few hearts and feelings when I do this. Celebrities. That's another topic for another day, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to just say one line to why I did my quotation marks. Society puts up the image of what you believe or what a celebrity should acquire, of who should be qualified as a celebrity. I see talent every day of someone who could sing, rap, dance, make clothes, and they're not recognized yet. They haven't got the opportunity, but they have that talent. Now, if they were to actually pay attention to everyone who really has that talent, then what's the definition of a celebrity for real? You know, if everyone recognized everybody who has that raw talent, who's right now that's underappreciated, who ain't got no love or ain't, you know, known to the world right now, if they gave everyone that chance that does have it, this world would be in shambles. There wouldn't be no level of celebrity this, celebrity that. The only difference between someone they want to call a celebrity is that someone recognized your talent, someone took the time for you, someone took you up, whatever you had to do to get that, and you just got more money right now than that person. For me, the only difference between me and a celebrity, I got talent. I can sing. I just choose not to. I can model. I can work the camera. I know how to bake. Like, I have many raw talents that can become of this world of, like, what people would be interested in. But I just don't have that standard of the financial part up where you're at in millions. But I'm there. I'm coming there. I'm coming for it. I'm going to be right there, up there with you. Like, and that's the only thing that it separates people. You're only separated because of the money, basically. It ain't the talent. For people who got talent, I know people who know what they're doing with music. It's been fire coming out into that mic, singing wonderfully, working everything. But they're just not recognized yet, and they're just not there financially. Mm-hmm. That is the only difference. There is no other line of anything different than that. Right. That's the only thing that is separating us, and a lot of people just get that a little confused. When people up there, I'm not going to knock anybody who idolizes these celebrities. I will not. You do what you do. They may have helped you, influenced you. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I ain't sick, I promise. It's the allergy, weather change. It's been raining. But it becomes, the idolization becomes a little bit too much. It becomes a little out of hand where that. But, I'm not going to try and preach to...
No, you said a lot of shit, for real.
It's a lot of factual things, but a lot of people just want to disregard it. It's like I said, the topic of getting deep into it is just so much. So we're not going to go too deep into it. But I just know in this industry, for me, if I know someone wants to bring me around a celebrity, 9 times out of 10 it's a woman who, brings the attention. Okay, she look fire, she got ass, she got titties, she got the face, whatever the case may be. And when they come in, they always think, okay, a woman is down to fuck. No, I'm here for business. And if you're not down, you're going to get disrespected in a certain sense of like, oh, you knew what you was here for, though. Any celebrity, like if I were to ever encounter, I've had small encounters, but for me, because I'm not idolizing anybody, if I'm stepping in the same room, I'm in the same posture because I know what I'm worth. I know what my talent is. You're just in a different, tax bracket at the moment. But I'm coming to the same area that you're going to be at. Just know and trust and believe. That's the only difference that's tying us. You bleed the same blood. If I cut you, you're gonna look the same. When you dead, you're gonna look the same just like me. You're gonna be put in the ground 6 feet under just like me, or cremated.
It's a lot of people's name is bigger than them too. They really be in a worse situation than you.
And it's a very, very tricky business. The whole thing as a whole. Like, there's been a lot of cons that have approached me with it. So for why I say, I grew to love business more than anything. So the modeling and everything, they pan out, they got their same idolizing what they want. The 5'7", I'm 5'2". I'm short as I don't know what, but I know how to make it work. They want the 5'7", the no tattoos, the no piercings, this image of what they want to put. And, they have the reasons, which I understand, but that's what made a lot of people feel like, oh, this is what I need to look like in order to make it. No, that's not the case. Now, I'll put respect to the people who have lines of brands where they took all looks, all images, all body types, all sizes. Respect to them. They're allowing other people to feel like they got a chance. Because everybody does. You have that opportunity. You have that talent. If it's there, society should stop trying to knock people down and think, oh, this is what you need to look like. This is what you need to bring. This is what you got to do. Okay, it's more appealing to the eye of everybody else on that social media, but does that really matter?
Yeah, because there's somebody that it's somebody for everybody. It's a fan for everybody out there.
And everybody's different. Some people don't like some people do. It's different. You never know who will sit up there and will love the fact of for the bigger women. How many people have got influenced by the bigger women getting love? People with the alopecia or the different skin or, who all look different. There is so many of them in this world that feel unappreciated, unloved because of what society has made it to seem out that there's not enough love shown to them. And it's damaging. So many minds, our young minds, are just getting damaged from that because, and I'm glad, the world's changing, but we got so much work to do. It's still so much. I hope and pray eventually in time, the generations underneath us, I hate to say this, I don't got much hope for the ones that's just coming up. They kind of scare me. They scare me a little bit on their mindset and mentality, but, it's also, I'm kind of, happy because the mentality of the younger minds is a lot of entrepreneurship. I will say that. Yeah. There's been a lot. Definitely. And that is a beautiful thing. Go and get it. You don't have to sit up there.
Shout out to millennials.
Yeah, to the little millennials. But, you go and get it how you can. You don't need to do that 9 to 5. I mean, but I'm not knocking the 9 to 5. You do that so you can fund what you're trying to do. That's the biggest thing a lot of people fail to realize is having that. Is the thinking, you still kind of have that just to have, in the, the white man's world. You got to have that 9 to 5 to something to show for. the right way before you just, get yours up and running and going, something to fund into it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because where else is your money going to come from? If you want to do it the legit, legal, right way, something to fund your stuff until your business uprises, until it gets to that point.
So I see that you have a lot of topics. We're going to have to bring you back for, like, part 2, for real.
You're going to have a part 5.
I know, right? You just got to have a series.
Yeah, just a series of everything. Trust, I'm trying to get there.
But I do want to ask you, like, your sweets business.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what kind of sweets you're doing. You know what I mean? What's the vibes on those, and where can they find those at?
So it's all on my business page through Instagram. Me revamping everything in the process and still trying to push my work. It kind of distilling just a little bit, but I know what I'm trying to do is still there. My work is still there. The quality is still there. I do a wide range of everything. I have my dessert cups, the famous banana pudding, strawberry cheesecake. I know, I see the Southern people on there. Anything in the South is that banana pudding. Oreo vanilla dirt cake. I also do with cake pops, cakes, cakesicles, brownies, cookies. I do a wide range of everything. I'm self-taught. And if I don't know how to do it, I teach myself. And the amount that I have acquired to learn has been crazy. I have learned to do so many things that, I didn't know how to do, but I, grew a love to just make it up. And, I have cinnamon bites, with my cinnamon swirl that's inside, cream filled. I have strawberry crunch I've been trying to do, with the cheesecake in there. There's just so many that I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to still learn to teach myself. So, I have a menu put together, but it's not done. I'm adding on for sure. I'm going to offer so many, but I know for more pushing is, more of my dessert cups, cake pops, any recommendations, what anybody has, requests of something that you want to do that you just put together, like in your head. So, say you want to do cake, cookies, and cream, candy, combined all together to make shit to something, I can do it. Like, I definitely can. And, of course, you can find it in my Instagram page at LaBelle's Sweets. Email is the same, labellesweets@yahoo.com. And I'm going to spell it out for y'all. It's LABELLSSWEETS. LaBelle's Sweets. It's spelled as just as it said. Y'all follow, share, like. It don't take much to just show that love. You ain't spending nothing by just posting it on your shorts, on your story.
That's a fact.
You're not spending nothing by just doing a like. You're not, if it may not be something that you like or you don't want to buy or anything, like, support goes in so many ways, and I feel like a lot of people just, they fail to realize that. You don't have to buy something to put that support. Of course, it will help me move me further along, but you sharing something, there might be somebody on your page, on your story, or whoever you encounter with when you speak up of my business or any business to come to fact, that, will hear that and could actually help that person in the long run. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're approaching to, because you don't know nobody.
You never know.
You don't know nobody. And it could really do numbers for people. So even that just small but a support of just showing love, just like posting something, they can go a really long way. And, right now, it's just only for Instagram, me working, doing it at home, everything's sanitary, of course, FDA approved.
You in some stores?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get it out there. So, you can, trying to implement it and put it in other areas where people can find them instead of just, ordering through me. 100% of just getting that more out there. I'm not done yet. Coming soon, y'all gonna see my storefront. Just stay tuned. That's what I'm gonna say. Just stay tuned. It's coming. 100%.
That's a fact. So are there any other ventures besides modeling and the sweets that you have going on right now at the moment?
So I have started up, to get registered in is dispatching. I want to do dispatching. It will be dispatching and trucking when I end up, buying trucks. But right now I'm going to stick to just with dispatching, making myself knowledgeable for it. It's not up and going 100%, but it's already in the start of work. So, I'm trying to still talk about myself for it, because all I got to do is, figure my name for it. I'm trying to figure what name I want best to fit for it. And, just set up my shop all together. and that will be done within, just with this year. So I'm ready to start, finding truckers, finding people who need someone to load to work with and all that other stuff within the end of this year. By the end of this year, 100%, I'll say, even midsummer. I'm the type to set a goal for myself and want to, exceed that. I got a 5-year plan, but I'm telling myself, it's going to be done in 3 years.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to set it to an expectation, whatever could happen, but I shorten it because I know, you put in that work more than capable of doing so. I also, I have things on the back burner. I did start them, but to bring them out, because I already have so many going on right now.
Libra.
Yeah, I kind of, I want to wait a little bit before I try and dip my fingers in too many at the same time and overwhelm myself.
Let me ask you something as a Libra.
Yes.
Now, you already know that you already got mad ideas, mad plans, and then some of the shit you already started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it annoy you when somebody come up to you and be like, you should do this and you should do that? Do that get in your skin? I just gotta know.
It's sometimes yes and no. It goes to an extent of certain things. Like, in the line of business, when they say, okay, you should do this, I already know.
You feel me?
I already know. I'm already in my head and in the works for it. Now, if it's people who know me, and you really know me, you've been around, or you want to,
respect.
Yeah, you want to put out and say that, I will say to an extent, if you know me, you already know my head is already turned talent, going 50 miles a mile on putting business and work together. You should already know that. So the ass say you should do this, I already know it's in the works. Now, for someone who's on the outside who don't know anything about me, I'll educate you. I'll let you know, I already know. I'm already going, I'm glad that you said it, but that just means to me, you see that I would do great in it, but I already seen it first.
Yeah, like,
I already seen it first.
Entrepreneur, I'm like 25 steps ahead.
I already seen it first, but for you to be the outside eye to see something that you feel like I should be doing that I already seen before you even made it up, okay. So now that you see that I should do that, so when I get it up and going, I better see you again, supporting. I better see you telling, if you feel like this is what I should have been doing, and I'm going to educate you, telling you, okay, I already been in the works for that. If you see me doing it, and I already see myself doing it when it's there, I better see you again too. You want to bring that to the table, what you think, or whatever the case may be, then you better be in the support line. Because I've already been doing it. I already had it in my mindset. If you see me doing it, you see I'm capable of, if you can see it, then you better continue seeing it and watching from the sidelines and being there as it keeps coming up. Like, don't just speak on the, you should be doing this. You could be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's already turned talent and going. It's already, it's already coming together.
So, my next question is, what would you tell a young girl that's watching you move? What would you tell her about life at this point? Cause you still wet behind the ears yourself.
Mm-hmm. But, I'm still very young.
I'm pretty sure that Atlanta has gave you a lot of additions to your knowledge already.
Mm-hmm. I will say to anyone that is so young, coming up interested, not even just Atlanta, me just moving in general from different states and seeing and getting the experience and traveling as well, I would say don't be scared to jump that gun. Don't be scared to leave, to uproot yourself for somewhere that is better for yourself. Don't be scared to take that chance. Don't be scared to take the opportunity, but do it with knowledge. And if you don't have the knowledge, gain that knowledge. Don't be scared to, and I don't mean that in the sense of like any disrespect, but just, it's always good to be knowledgeable. I would say for anyone in my younger self, like, even just in my younger self, anyone that's in the same age group, be more knowledgeable and more, alert. All the opportunities are good and gold and covered in, gold. But understand what's covered in gold.
Don't be fooled by the cap. That's what
basically, you gotta it looks shiny, it looks nice, it looks great, but what's underneath it? What comes with it? So just make sure you research. You look into everything. Not every opportunity was actually something that will help you. It could actually damage a lot, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally. Like, you never know, just for that one little bit, when there could be so many other opportunities. If you don't get the opportunity, there's so much more. Always in bigger cities, I always say there's so much more opportunity. A lot of females, they get down when they put their heart into one thing. They feel like, okay, yes, this is it. This is the one. And when it doesn't go right, everything crumbles. Know to yourself that it is okay. I'm still, still working to myself on all of that for things that I've definitely strived stronger for. If it doesn't pan out or something, I doubt myself a little bit, but I realize, trying to get my motivational song, my motivational words to myself or whatever the case may be, that, I've come so far already to only be 22. So for any female that's doing something, look at the accomplishments that you made to get where you're at. Whether you did it alone, you did it with support, and it's okay to take help. I'm understanding that for myself too, but it's okay to not just have to do everything alone. Certain aspects, it's okay, whether if it's in the emotional part, the financial part, or the physical part, and I'm not meaning sexual. And people need to understand the difference between physical and sexual. There is a huge line. Physical part, I mean for you, your body, your health. All of that matters. Just pay attention to those. Do not stop. Do not give up. Just keep fighting. Keep pushing. Keep going. And, I want to say on just having a backbone, but still keeping that, true to yourself at heart. Don't change to the image of what you think society is. Let society see you and change to you. Love you. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. The words of Bob Marley. I'm gonna say him strongly. I feel like a lot of people need to know that. Do not gain the world and lose your soul. It is not worth it. It is not worth it at all. That I would say the biggest thing to anyone younger as that's growing to learn. Do not gain this world, that society look, and lose your soul. Lose yourself. It's no longer you anymore.
That's deep, man. Tell us your Instagram. We are gonna come back for part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
However many parts we need to have.
We gonna get her in different shows. Like we got this.
100%.
Tell us your Instagram. Where we can find you at?
For my personal, you guys can all find me at Hernandez. So spell it out for you. It's HERNANDEZ 64_00. That is my personal page. On there, it shows for what I've been working on with modeling, fashion shows as well. Just a little personal life on there as well, too. But that's my personal page. On there, my business page is also in my bio. So, if you go to the one, go ahead and click the other and go follow, share, everything of the sort for there. That's where you can find me at. 100%. I ain't on all platforms. I don't do Twitter. I don't know how to work with that. But Instagram, that's where I'm at, where you can find me for any business and whatever the case may be.
Well, y'all heard it all here, man. We gonna wrap this up. That was another episode of the Boardroom interview, and we'll see you next week.
See you then.